I'll explain to you what's going on. Private sector participation is good. In the European Parliament, we wanted private sector participation in the form of a financial transaction tax. That was the EP position, and it remains my position. It was mentioned in a footnote at the G8 summit. They decided they didn't want that, but they decided to leave it for the coffee break. Were the private sector to be involved, were the private sector have to pay, that would be the way to do it. But apparently the UK doesn't want it. So does the UK decide everything that happens in the European Union? Let's start with the financial transaction tax in the Eurozone. Let's say that that's how the private sector can participate. Yes, I won't be long, Mr. President. Please, I don't have very much speaking time, but I just have one more point to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wiederhol das mal, was
I don't know if people heard that. A nation, an empire, a Führer. That's what that man over there said. Ein Volk, ein Reich, ein Führer were his exact words.
President, well, time is over. Please finish your last remarks. Last remarks.
Herr Präsident.
Yeah. Yeah.
Herr Präsident.
Mr. President, I won't be long. When a man like that traipses through this chamber chanting Ein Volk, ein Reich, ein Führer, there were people in Germany who said that, and I fight that spirit in everything I do, but I'm not sure he does.
President, I cannot accept what you have just said, sir. We are in a democracy. This is a democratic era, and I would ask you to apologise. I would ask you to make an official apology. Otherwise, we are going to lodge a complaint. You know, there are people who have said less than that, and I'm sorry, this is not acceptable.
Thank you.
No. C'est tout juste.
You know, I'm always surprised you didn't add and will add concentration camps to the equation. Settle the problem that way.
Dear colleagues, we must go ahead. I will moment. I will take it into account. I will take it into account. I will read you. I will take it into account. The President shall call to order any member who disrupts the smooth conduct of the proceedings or whose conduct fails to comply with the relevant provisions of Rule 9. So I will ask you, colleague, to apologise to the Chamber.
Views expressed by Herr Schulz meet the case. He is an undemocratic fascist.
Well, colleagues, we expected something quite different because we wouldn't like our discussion to be disturbed in such a way. So I will call you, colleague, to the meeting with me, and we must take decision for the next steps. Thank you. Sorry. Sorry? Oh, it is impossible to keep our discussion in such an atmosphere. Well, is it possible? Yeah? Colleague, as you see, the Chamber is protesting very deeply against your behaviour. And can I give you? So it is Article number 152. Point number 3. I will read it. I will read it in my mother tongue. W przypadku zakłócania porządku lub kolejnego naruszenia.
In the case of business being disrupted by a member, the member can be deprived of the floor and removed from the chamber. Should the disturbance continue, if a further offence is committed, the offender may be denied the right to speak and be excluded from the chamber. The Secretary-General shall without delay see to it that disciplinary measures are carried out with the assistance of the ushers and, if necessary, of Parliament's security service. As you know, most of the members in the chamber cannot accept your behaviour. I would therefore ask you to leave the chamber at this point.
Koleżanki i koledzy.
Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen.
You can discuss and you can express your opinion, but not to disturb each other. Because we cannot keep order in our chamber. The next speaker, Mr. President Guy Verhofstadt, Liberals and Democrats. The President, the floor is yours.
Oui, Monsieur le Président, tout d'abord.
Thank you, President. Well, first of all, let me say that what has just happened here is very serious indeed. I think political groups should react today. We should have a joint position on this in response to what's happened, and I very much hope that all groups will be very clear on this vis-à-vis the member concerned, and we will certainly support you, the measure you've just taken, and certainly this should not happen again.
Je crois que
Mr. Dawes' comments earlier on